Hi everybody, good afternoon. It's Saturday the 20 something of April. I believe it's the 23rd of April, and it's about 3:30 in the afternoon. I have been really busy. I've been out of the allotment. I'm probably stuck, my hands are still scruffy. I've got muck down my fingernails, but I don't care. I want to do something a little bit different today because since posting the video yesterday about fixing your own net, fixing the hole in your heart, some time has passed, and apart from the odd weird things happening, for instance, I have been out this morning with the dog and I was followed by a raven. And I was in the woods, so ravens in where I live tend to frequent graveyards, but there was one singular raven followed me all the way through the woods. The dog chased the raven never budged, it just sat there, and then the dog got freaked out and ran off. And right from the beginning of the walk right until the very end, the raven followed us. It wasn't flying, it was sort of hopping in the heather, and it was really strange. And I know ravens have some significance, and I took that as a message for myself. And ravens are also about death and decay and regeneration, which is what was talked about yesterday. Excuse me, in yesterday's video. Today, I have no prince with me today. He has not arrived. But instead, something else has arrived. And it's been in my mind all day. And it is the poem, a particular part of a poem of The Lady of Shalott by Alfred Lord Tennyson. And I used to teach this poem to English literature students. And all those years ago, I would be teaching it from a Victorian perspective, and what Victorians, the idea about what a woman's place was in Victorian England. Right, that's all been turned on its head, because today, when I was reminded of the Lady of Shalott, that is not what sprang to mind. The way that women are viewed and treated, it was not what sprang to mind. What came immediately to me was how we live in a web of lies, in a three-dimensional world that's quite illusory, and we live happily in that world. And when we become more ethereal, more spiritual, more open to connectedness, unity, a heart-centered way of life, a spirituality that does not equate with religion. It's hard to explain. When you begin this spiritual journey, the web, the illusion is broken. And the Lady of Shalott reminded me of that today. And it was almost as if I was being told, look, the illusion's been shattered for you. That's it. You've made your choice. Whatever happens to you, that's because you have made your choice. And if you're not familiar with the poem, The Lady of Shalott. I'll just give you a quick rundown. It is a long poem. There are 5 parts to it. But it tells a story. And it tells a story of a young woman who lives on an island called on an island called Shalott. And she lives alone in a castle with 4 turrets. She's surrounded by water and there's land on either side. She spends her days weaving a web. Now, we don't weave webs, we weave tapestries. But in this poem, she's weaving a web. Quite happily, she's singing along. No one has ever seen the Lady of Shalott, but people have heard her singing, and the peasants who work the field think she is a fairy. And she has been told that if she looks down onto the village of Shalott, if she looks directly at the village of Shalott, then there will be there's a curse that will come upon her. She is cursed. So she is weaving away, and the only way she can view the world is through a mirror. Through a mirror. And she watches people through the mirror, and she looks outside only through the mirror. And although she is mainly happy, I've printed the poem off so I can sort of give you some lines from it. Although she is mainly happy, she's getting a little bit pig sick of it. And it says, there she weaves by day and night. I'll start again. There she weaves by night and day, a magic web with colours gay. She has heard a whisper say, a curse is on her if she stay to look down to Camelot. She knows not what the curse may be, and so she weaveth steadily, and little other care hath she, the Lady of Shalott. And moving through a mirror clear that hangs before her all the year, shadows of the world appear. Shadows of the world. When we live in this 3-dimensional world, we have no idea that we are actually living in shadows. And I'm not looking down on anybody who doesn't understand what I'm saying. But we live in a world, happily, in the main, most of us do, live in a world and we happily go along with whatever. But there is so much more to life. There is so much more to you. You are more capable of you're anything you think, you are more capable. Your brain is so magnificent. Your brain is capable of so much more than you could ever believe because your subconscious mind is very powerful. And every single one of us has the capacity to see beyond the web, to see beyond the veil. And all it takes is to quieten down the noise. And so the Lady of Shalott is happily weaving away. And people come and go, and she sees lovers who've just been married, and she sees the peasants bringing in the harvest, and she sees the maidens going down to the river, all through the mirror. And then one day, along comes handsome Sir Lancelot, and she catches a glimpse of him through the mirror. He's beautiful. And it says, well, let me find the one that it says. Where is it? His broad, clear brow in sunlight glowed. On burnished hooves, his war horse trode. From underneath his helmet flowed his coal-black curls as on he rode down to Camelot. From the bank and from the river he flashed into the crystal mirror. Tira lira, by the river, sang Sir Lancelot. And so somebody piques her interest beyond anything else. Beyond anything else, she can see this handsome knight in the mirror. She left the web. She left the loom. She made 3 paces through the room. She saw the water lily bloom. She saw the helmet and the plume. She looked down to Camelot. Out flew the web and floated wide. The mirror cracked from side to side. The curse is come upon me, cried the Lady of Shalott. She broke her own illusion, and the curse came upon her, and she made a decision to look away from the mirror, away from the web, away from the veil, and into real life. And as a consequence, the Lady of Shalott died because there was a curse upon her for looking down directly into Camelot and not through the mirror. And I believe that many of us choose not to look beyond the mirror because we fear what's at the other side. Don't fear what's beyond the other side. Sure, life does sometimes get difficult when you do see beyond the other side because people think you have become weird. People don't understand you at times because they are not willing to look through the veil. They're not willing to look beyond the mirror. People fear what that will mean for them in the future. And if you are embarking upon a spiritual journey, even death signals rebirth, regeneration. The old me died many years ago, and I became the new me. And I prefer the new me. So if you have any time at all, read The Lady of Shalott by Lord Alfred Lord Tennyson. And I believe there are some YouTube videos with some visuals telling the tale of the Lady of Shalott. It is a very beautiful poem. It's a very long poem, but I now see that poem as a story of someone who chose something in life, was brave enough to see life the way it really is, no matter what the consequences. Will you do that? Who knows? Take care. Be kind. Bye-bye.